Oh, the bizarre lore. Okay, yeah, we're watching about lore. Lore of Angry Birds. All right, let me just start the shit.
Grow more and more popular. However, the story within it seems to have accidentally become one of the most insane and unexpected things you could ever imagine. So join me as I go over everything that makes this adventure a memorable one. Hi everybody, I'm here in a monastery high up in the mountains. This year I'm spring cleaning these bad vibes right out of myself. I'm convinced learning the ways of the monk and chilling out might just give me some cool magic wizard powers. If this weirdo with a goatee's to trust, I don't know, I haven't seen Doctor Strange in like 4 years. In contrast to my ways of finding inner peace,
The last Doctor Strange that came out was pretty good.
today's topic of aggressive avians in their conquest to slay some green pigs is a simple one, but also, not really. Angry Birds takes place in... Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Like a lot of things, it seems like Angry Birds has a multiverse. I don't know why so many things have them, but I promise this one's stupidly important for no...
Is that the Super Monkey Ball theme song he's playing in the background?
good yet extensively explained reason. See, Rovio, the company behind Angry Birds, thought it would be a cool and creative and awesome idea to make a multiverse, and one day...
Whatever song he's playing in the background, it was the game I used to play it a lot. I think it was Super Monkey Ball. I love Super Monkey Ball. That was a fucking great game. I almost beat every fucking level. It was so goddamn hard.
2022, they showed it off with this picture, I think. I don't know, it was on the wiki, it might be outdated also, but it really doesn't matter. With this at least attempted to be official, it means that every official Angry Birds entry or piece of media is canon to an extent with either an established universe or its own one. And I hate doing this, but now the goal...
Sorry, I'm distracted by that song. It just brought back nostalgia. Holy shit, I'm gonna have to look that into that after this video.
...is to cut up each respective universe and explain how they might connect. We craft joy. Well, I don't feel very joyous. I hate myself. After extensive research across literally hundreds of entries, I was able to confirm at least 5 major universes worth talking about. Starting with December 11th, 2009, Universe 1, the classic universe. This is traditional Angry Birds. It's the most popular, it has the most stuff within it, and it's easily the best one to start with. Taking place on the areas like Piggy Island on a version of Earth that's confirmed to have humans, the birdies have the eggs, the piggies want the eggs, the piggies steal the eggs, the birdies get the eggs back, massive ongoing war, the pigs are moderately incompetent, and the birds sure are angry. Across all the universes, there's a pretty consistent group of birds that return time and time again, and their personalities usually stay the same, so we're just gonna go over the main flock as they're known, and save the rest for later, if or when they matter more. Even then, most of these guys aren't too important. Red's the Angry Bird. He's most committed to the bit. Chuck's fast and impulsive. Bomb's kind of inconsistent, though he's usually a dumb, funny man. The Blues are this trio of typically kind of annoying children. Terrence is a war criminal. That's not a bit. He belongs in a supermax prison. Matilda shoots explosive eggs. When I was a child, I thought woman birds couldn't get angry for most of my life. I thought this was a man. That's my bad. Stella's the other girl, not to be mistaken with the other girl or the other girl. Those ones don't matter.
Yeah, you gotta put a bow on it so you know it's a girl. Bow and big eyelashes. That's the only way you're gonna know it's a girl.
Hal doesn't really have any gimmick other than being a boomerang. Hal, why do you look like that? And Bubbles likes candy. He's also able to turn into a balloon. He's also orange. He's my favorite. Now again, there's still a few more birds. For example, Terrence has this cousin named Tony from Finland. I think Joe is cool, and it's kind of a bummer that nothing gets done with them. There's also this one named Silver who does nothing, not to be confused with this different one named Silver, who is relevant in another universe. But the Mighty Eagle? Yeah, he's here, I guess. When it comes to content, this is by far the easiest time to analyze what the skills of the main two species are. The birds live simple lives. They strive for peace and prosperity. The pigs think that's the most untubular gunk imaginable, so instead they act on instinct. A majority of them are intelligent, but not smart. There's a difference, they have a difference, and their universal species-wide craftsmanship skills best prove this. In virtually all Angry Birds content, they will remain like this. The exceptions of top-of-the-line pigs are few and far in between, but they still exist. For example, the chef pig is most prominently shown in the Angry Birds tune. Before you ask, there's hundreds of these tunes, and just like a lot of this franchise, this does not matter. The chef pig is a natural leader of operations. He's actually not too bad at being evil and often tries to steal the eggs. The king pig, though, Oh no, that guy sucks at eating babies. This is King Smooth Cheeks Pig, better known as just the King Pig. He is the prime example of how flawed the pigs are as a species. The only way the pigs can tell he's a superior pig is through the crown. They follow the creature of highest status. It's like the penguins with those rocks, I guess. I don't know, I couldn't think of a good comparison for this one. Why is the King Pig the King Pig, by the way?
Because
well, supposedly in most iterations, he got it from his dad, King Mudbeard. We don't actually see him in the classic universe, but honestly, I would just assume it's a pig with a big old bushy beard. They can grow facial hair, and this is a nepotism baby. In terms of classic, it was really hard to find, like, anything of value. I went through everything, and I really do mean it. And this portion of the Angry Birds is just a thing that has an endless...
Yeah, that too, the lipstick. That's how you know it's a girl too, yeah. Can't forget the fucking lipstick.
Loop of conflict. I looked through the cartoons, I looked through each variant of the game, and I even went through all the short-lived comics, and almost everything was about getting those same 3 eggs in some sort of unique way. Sometimes Bomb gets a shockwave ability, sometimes they use special disguises to sneak around. Currently, the classic game is partially on an indefinite hiatus, in part from Red's Mighty Feathers, the latest chapter of the first game not getting fully finished. Hell, the comics don't even have that much. I mean, it all looks good, it's nice on the eyes, except for Hal's wild...
So there's like a whole franchise behind Angry Birds. Like a whole thing. Comics. Is there a show? There probably is a TV show. I don't know why I'm asking this. There's probably a movie and a TV show. I have no fucking clue though. Probably is.
Inconsistent design. Hal, why do you look like that? But truthfully, it's just an old-fashioned race war that happens within children's media suspiciously too often. That is, of course, with one exception. Out of everything that could have gotten some sort of wacky hijinks, why did Stella get the most shit? Stella goes on a brief yet needed extended vacation that lasts from 2014 to 2016, where she goes to this place
The guy's music choice is S tier. That's all I gotta say.
called Golden Island, with a stellar bird population of 5. Now, there's a chance that this event specifically happened before Stella met Red or any of the other games happened, but I wouldn't know. When one of your mascots a triangle, anything is possible. Anyway, on this island, there's Dahlia, Poppy, Willow, and Luca. I'm sure they're happy to be here, and they look vaguely like my old co-workers at my old job, though unfortunately, they're all slingshot fodder in the long run. The only one that does matter is Gale. Originally, she was best pals with Stella, but greed did a greed, and now they aren't that. Gale found the one crown, so by pig logic, she's the queen. In Season 1, everyone else will just be having a good time until Gale exists non-consensually and then causes problems. This would escalate to Gale trying to find the golden egg and struggling until they're caught in a near-active volcano. Gale apologizes for being a dictator and almost killing Stella, and Stella's way too forgiving. Stella barely makes it out, but then Gale gets greedy, she tries to go for this golden egg, and she dies. For like 3 days, because in season 2 of this spin-off of this universe, of this multiverse, of this franchise, she survives.
Spin-off of this universe, of this multiverse, of this franchise. Holy shit, that's a mouthful.
And they become friends again until the pigs come back, and we're back in the loop. Time isn't even a circle in this world, it's just a smaller circle. This season does see Gale finding the golden egg. It has a Midas touch ability when colliding with any object, and getting tapped by it again ungoldifies the gold. But the trade-off is that more life on Golden Island dies based on the amount of gold. I'm sure you're shocked what comes next. Eventually, the golden standard leads to a famine, and Gale invites everyone to a dinner party, but Stella declines, and so Gale starts killing everyone. Until that doesn't happen, Stella and friends win the fight, with their friendship forever being in limbo. Like, there was never a continuation on this. We actually don't know what happens next. Well, maybe we can check out the games. Oh, right. This series is owned by Rovio. They're horrible at having things continue, but they aren't horrible at netting collabs. As mentioned before, the canon of Angry Birds exists on a version of Earth where a whole bunch of real-world things exist, plus some less real stuff. The Smurfs exist, the birds fight for McDonald's, they get Coca-Cola, they get Starburst, they get pistachios, and they even save all the birds in Rio based on the 2011 hit film Rio. One time, the pigs are found stealing Cheetos, so the birds join forces with Chester the cheetah. The voices in my head are getting louder, but they don't become Transformers. That's its own universe, but the Angry Birds Transformer comics are canon to this universe, not the actual Angry Birds Transformers, so it's canon, but it also isn't. This comic has all the characters getting exposed to a second magical egg that turns them all into Transformers. They're doing Transformer battles over 3 eggs. The pigs could easily buy this at an ordinary human grocery store. You are flawed, and you are unloved! But hold on. Sonic is not canon. In Angry Birds Epic, the game trailer literally says, "It all started a long time ago, in a world that was completely made up." It's not real. Sonic's not a wizard. The Duolingo bird is fine. They're friends. I know one of you are scratching your oversized chin and going, oh, what about Angry Birds Star Wars? Well, that's actually connected to March 22nd, 2012. Universe 2, this space universe. Why is Angry Birds Space its own universe? I don't know. Rovio just said so in that one image. I know based on some of my comics, some of you stupid children are gonna say nuh-uh about this situation. By the way, guys, all of your favorite YouTubers are in this giant group chat where they all make fun of the bad comments you guys leave. We all make fun of you. So, I'm gonna nuh-uh your nuh-uh. It's its own thingy. I don't give a ha-hee-ha. I don't know how to do that. Angry Birds Star Wars is a retelling of classic Star Wars with birds and only kind of. I'm not gonna go in concise detail as a result, so if you want to learn about Angry Birds
seems fun.
Star Wars, try any of these things out. My argument is that the laser bird cameos in the teaser trailer, and therefore they are in the same universe, they're both in space, basically the same thing. It's almost like they're in the same series or something. Oh, who said that? This story starts off like classic Angry Birds with the main flock digging around in their nest with the eggs. Suddenly, an ice cube falls from the sky. This is Ice Cube Bird. I don't know if he has an actual name. He's cubic and he's from space. Ice Bird jumps up and protects the third magical egg, the Eggsteroid. No way to go around it. They're just some magic egg rocks. They're important enough to create wormholes over. Oh no! And then the 3 classic eggs get captured. They're probably stillborn at this point. Time to go to space. Then this one happens. It's about simply unexisting the piggies, this time off of Earth, and getting the most important egg-shaped stuff back to those feathered freaks. So in comparison, not as much going on besides the ice cubes, but overall, still its own little neat thing with the ending possibly seeing the birds return to normalcy after making it home. I'm sure there's still gonna be some confusion regarding the why classic and space are separate continuities, and I might just have an answer to that. Okay. So you see, dude, I don't fucking know this Angry Bird. Next is April 3rd, 2015, Universe...
Oh my god, I was waiting for explanation. You don't even fucking know. I feel like I got. I feel like I got bamboozled. You know? Bam to the woozled. Fucking dude. I was trying to track along. I was trying to keep track. My brain was like going in circles. Trying to wrap my head around it. You know, it's like fucking 2. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching shit about Angry Birds. All right, let's go.
Verse 3, Super Angry Birds. This is a world where avians and swine have evolved.
What's even better? Oh my god. Is that a Universe 2, Plants vs. Zombies? Is that one that you're talking about? Because, like, I've never played Plants vs. Zombies. I've heard of it, though, obviously.
At the same rate as primates, meaning that the modern day's dominant species populations include humans alongside bird people and pig people. Red, Chuck, Bomb, and Terrence have taken their mantles as superheroes. This story takes place mostly in New York City, and the backstory here is absolutely nuts. See, Matilda and the Mighty Eagle...
No, meant better game in the better game in lore? Probably. I mean, Plants vs. Zombies. I don't really ever keep the track of lore of mobile games or these type of franchises. I don't know. I never really played them like that.
Used to be a couple, and everybody loved them. They were local celebrities. Until
it's like it's an afterthought. Like they make the game, and then like the whole franchise is an afterthought after that. They just want to keep making money, so it's never like a thing that I'm like, okay, well, yeah, like I'm gonna get into this lore because, like, see how convoluted the story is because it was all an afterthought. It's like so much, so it's just like don't want to deal with it. Yeah, I don't want to get into like trying to fucking figure out a convoluted ass story.
Great Depression puts everything to shit. So out of desperation, the public elects Mayor Hogg, and he puts all the pigs into positions of powers. Like Smooth Cheeks is the king pig, for example. You get that? These two are on the same scale. So now Angry Birds has a corrupt government. Great. Now issue 1's simple enough. The gang is trying to avoid their hideout of Matilda's greenhouse being found out as pigs try and force the Mighty Eagle and his newspaper...
Five Nights at Freddy was not a bad lore. That was pretty good lore. Alright. That was pretty good. Yeah. I didn't get all into it, but I saw a few videos. I think, who was it by? The Film Theory guy? It's not just a theory, it's the Film Theory. Yeah, that guy. I forget his name. But yeah. That fucking I watched his video on it. Yeah, he was really into Five Nights at Freddy. Yeah, game theory, yeah.
Publication to dox the birds, and that ends up flopping. The gang's able to easily trick the pigs, which is then followed by the rawest shot I've ever seen in anything. Next up, New York attempts to force another great...
I was into Matt Pat a long time ago, like probably like 10 years ago. I'd watch every fucking video. He's been doing it for a long time. You know, like roughly 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years, like in my 20s. Younger 20s, like 22, 23. Yeah.
Depression by creating the egg standard, where one egg equates to $1. Now, for them, that might be a good thing, but just imagine for a second what that would mean to us.
One egg equates $1?
It means that this is $12 plus tax. I'm genuinely astounded. The pigs in charge...
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy because that's literally what the prices got to for a hot second. The prices kind of went down, but for a minute, the eggs were $1 a fucking egg for a hot second. I remember because I bought a fucking case of 30 eggs. And it was like fucking $24. I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, I thought they ripped me off. And they were like, oh, the bird flu. And I was like, oh my fucking God. I got them anyways. I just like rationed them out. I like didn't have eggs with my breakfast. I like used only the eggs like to cook with. Or sometimes I'll have like an egg or 2 eggs for breakfast every now and then. But I was eating cereal. I was like, fuck that. Or just having like extra bacon and having like 1 egg. Or making like egg sandwiches, you know, 1 egg and bacon and hash browns and shit like that and cheese or some shit. Or I was using ham and, you know, I was like trying to figure out how to make my breakfast as less expensive because eggs are expensive. But now I got like a whole fucking, I got a 4 dozen eggs in my fridge. Yeah, I got a lot of eggs now. It went down in price. So I think it was like $15 for... Yeah, 4 dozen or 4 dozen.
Intentionally put this in and are using fraudulent money. And somehow Red is able to identify the problem, figure out counterfeit money is being used, stop it, de-escalate a city-scale economic crisis, all of that within like 6 hours? In general, the pigs are downright terrible here. They blow up a Rabbit's bakery in issue 3. Oh, wow. I guess there's
rabbits. Didn't know that.
Many people now. The big robot curve stomps the hero, then they have a rematch to win.
That's what I'm saying. Everything's the afterthought.
And the baker from the beginning gets the robot's corpse. Then the Blues, who are like these newspaper kids here, they stumble upon Stella. She has this nice singing voice that could easily make her famous.
Is she supposed to, sorry, she's supposed to be sexy? If you're into furries, yeah.
She's choosing not to, though, because all the nightclubs are being owned by the pigs. So the Super Gang does their classic and make everything not be bad, only for Kingpin to become a fan of Stella. And that's it. That's how this ends. Nothing else. 4 issues. This was genuine peak. They canceled it. Do you know how much the Angry Birds people cancel stuff? It's a bad habit. It's their day drinking. I thought this was funny. I thought this was kind of cool. The idea...
They're trying to see what's going to take off. If it doesn't make a lot of money, they're going to stop making it. That's why. They're like, the comics, they thought the comics was going to make them money. It didn't. So they just said, fuck it. They canceled it. They didn't know what they wanted to do with that. They probably thought it was corny. They're trying to ride that superhero hype train. You know what I'm saying? By making super fucking... The kids don't read comics like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Kids want everything on their phone. Like, now, if you made an app that you could download that gave people, like, a subscription for comic books, and they could read comic books on their fucking phone, that'd be dope. People would probably do that.
The idea of a slightly serious rendition of these characters is incredible. It's like the last 5 minutes of Chicken Little. I wish they did more of this. It was awesome. And you know what? The Monkey Paw heard from my request. Because they have limbs again. May 20th, 2016, Universe 4, the movies. Angry Birds has 2 theatrical movies that are
See, I knew they had fucking movies. How did I not know this? See, I've never even seen these. I didn't even know these existed.
Faithful. Personality-wise, I would say the best any of these characters are. Everyone sounds like how I'd expect them to talk. The voice actor lineup here is bananas. We got Olaf as himself, that one guy from The Voice, and probably some other stuff. For Hal and Bubbles, they just got Ian and Anthony from Smosh. These movies ruin these characters for me. Whenever I think of Hal, I think about him lodged in a tree, and especially Ian McSmosh. He really became Bubbles the Bird. My favorite person from Smosh named Ian really understands what it meant to be an angry bird. Anyway, these movies most prominently take place on Bird Island. Rather than the usual of a small flock where Red's the de facto leader, this is the opposite. Red's a loser and he lives on the beach alone. He has no friends and stuff.
Of course.
He nearly destroys a baby. For context, the birds are basically just advanced quokkas, clock and ball torch. There's no natural
and ball
predators or problems, and as a result, all the couples leave their babies on the porches. After accidentally almost ending the life of a second child, Red is forced into Matilda's anger management classes. There's no prison here, and there's also 2 other birds who don't deserve to be here, along with, again, genuine war criminal. Never confirmed what Terrence did. He might be one of the horsemen. The pigs show up instead of this gelatinous freak. We're faced with Leonard, probably the most successful leader of the pigs. If you remember way back at the start, I said King Smoothcheek's father was Mudbeard. Leonard has a beard and is probably muddy. His full name is Leonard Mudbeard. That's probably enough for me. This thing's a father. He hasn't left his family yet on account of the fact they don't exist yet, but when that family does exist, I wouldn't be shocked if he left just like all the other King Mudbeards across the universe. To be fair, I'd be upset if my child looked like this. Leonard destroys Red's home and nobody cares. They have an awful criminal rehab program. The main trio all find Peter Dinklage, the Mighty Eagle, and after drinking piss, having mental breakdowns, and dreaming about whatever's going on here, in Chuck's strange little triangle brain, they are able to do it. Only to realize the Mighty Eagle guy named Ethan the Eagle, he sucks. He genuinely is a bad person. He's fallen off. I'm miffed. So then all the eggs get stolen. That's nothing new. Red says everyone's dipshits besides him, and they all agree. So now they sail to Piggy Kingdom with the giant slingshots the pigs introduced to them like 30 minutes ago, and get their eggs back. And somehow, after a massive invasion and battle across the kingdom, using themselves as ammunition, one where Bubbles hard carries during a point where Hal's basically useless, and one where Terrence falls harder than your mom falling down the stairs, all eggs are successfully retrieved, with not a single one being destroyed somehow. The pigs lose, Leonard somehow doesn't die to this.
Of course.
Oh look, Red saved
The eggs can't be destroyed. They're the babies.
the one egg that had the blues in them. That's the origin of the blues, I guess. Red has successfully been recognized as a hero. His home's rebuilt, everyone likes him now, but now he has started a cold war between the Bird Island and Piggy Kingdom. This war lasts about 3 years, because now it's August 2nd, 2019. Lots of stuff happened off screen. Matilda and Terrence have settled down with different jobs. Red is still an angry bird. Bomb's gotten deeply passionate about eating dirt, and Bubbles is missing. Wait, what? Bubbles is not physically in Angry Birds 2. Hal's here, and he's still voiced by Anthony McSmosh, but I'm serious. He doesn't exist anymore. Why? Well, we don't actually have confirmation about anything, but if I were to guess, there's 2 options. Either 1, Ian just couldn't top his performance in the first movie, or 2, what I would assume with my foolish child brain in middle school when this came out, God, Anthony left Smosh in 2017. And as a result, only one of them could come back and play their iconic character with 2 lines. So that's why one of them got axed off screen. That's why I believe the Angry Birds the movie universe no longer has Bubbles with us. But hey, that's just a theory.
What are the odds, huh? We were just talking about Matt Pat. He references him. Sensational. Sensational.
A bird theory. One day, a mysterious ice cube falls from the sky. No, not the cool ice cube, just the one from Eagle Island. There's a new eagle named Zeta, or Zeta, I'm gonna say one or the other, you can't get mad, who's trying to force the other warmer islands to evacuate. That needs to be stopped. So the birds have this truce with Leonard and make a high squad to infiltrate their base and take it down. This has nothing to do with Angry Birds. Who else is gonna join their mission, though? Well, Mighty Eagle's back. Harry the genius pig, he's not that important. There's this thing. This is a millennial creature. This is a canon OC. It's voiced by Aquafina. I have this theory that
I don't know if that's a millennial character. That might be more like a Gen Z character, alright? Don't fucking be grouping fucking that shit into my generation, alright?
Fina's like some sort of omnipotent being who can force herself into specifically animated movies as like semi-important side characters, but that's a rant for another time. And then we got Silver. Now at this point, Angry Birds 2 was already released, but I'm gonna assume these 2 just share the same names. The trapezoid one is irrelevant. Just like Red, Silver hates herself and is an angry bird. You can
see, that's what I'm talking about. Everything's after that. I think they just reworked the character. It's probably the same character, just reworked it. You know?
Hell, because she voluntarily chose to be an engineering major. On a speed dating thing, they mutually agree they don't like each other. Tell the rest of the movie, she's coming along anyway, since Chuck and Silver are siblings. A lot of weird family tree connections in these movies, wow. The gang goes on a heist to stop Eagle Island from destroying the lives of other islands, and then the mighty Eagle immediately bails. But I'm not gonna share what happens yet. But it's bad. The heist goes horribly right. The parties consistently accidentally succeed in infiltrating the base, and while all of this is happening, the kid of Terrence and Matilda takes her little sibling's egg out with her friends, and they spend the entire movie almost getting this unborn child unexisted. The only reason they exist is to do like the Spider-Man train thing at the end with some kid piggies that they befriend with like super string. I zoned out. I really didn't care for this movie. Why did you create a new trio of children birds? You literally already had one of those. Why did you make new characters? The Eagles have lost Zeta.
Everything's the afterthought, man. They're just trying to get your money. This is for the kids anyways. I hate when people try to overanalyze kids shit.
To make matters worse, Mighty Eagle tries to defuse the situation. And this is the best time to talk about how awful he is. Initially in the 1990s, at Eagle High, the Mighty Eagle and Zeta were high schoolers in a totally lovely little relationship. One day, Zeta asks him to marry. He says yes, therefore making her bitter forever. Holy spaghetti and shiitake mushrooms, you are awful! To make matters worse, the other little house spawn is the daughter of the two of them. What the hell, Mighty Eagle? Now there's 2 cases of father abandonment. Somehow, though, Zeta forgives him within literally 3 minutes, and they get married again. I guess Red and Silver get together, and Bird Island is redesigned to have their heroes imagined into the island forever. I can see why Bubbles left now. He foresaw them trying to make Mount Rushmore that includes former baby eaters. I personally wouldn't want to have to look at this thing at all times. And that's the movies. Now, the movieverse isn't exactly done yet. We still got a couple...
What a line.
Couple dozen more games with these limbed friends. I'd best describe this time as the characters being mass-produced for Chinese markets. I know it's a wild claim to put this here, but it's like they collabed with a Chinese Agario clone. Not that there's anything wrong with appealing to that. This was just a thing that did not reward old-time fans. But hey, there's bad piggies too, if you like that. They did VR, they did sports, they did gambling, they did Piggy Tales. Piggy Tales is a show
I heard of Angry Birds VR. I saw it on my VR headset as an app. I didn't download it. Because I was into Angry Birds and I was like trying to do other shit on that, but like actual gaming. But I did see it on there. It
has 4 seasons. This was their attempt to do the Minions, and I don't think it worked. My favorite little consequence of technology innovating.
See, they're just trying to copy other fucking franchises. That's all it seems to be.
At a rapid rate due to the Industrial Revolution has to be from Angry Birds Evolution. This is Angry Birds, but sick and twisted in the head. This isn't Baby Birds. This is badass. Now you can do with Real Revolution has to be from Angry Birds Evolution. This is Angry Birds.
This looks like some Mario Party shit. Or like, I don't know if you played the old Crash Bash games or whatever. Crash Bandicoot games. They're like the party games. There's like basically Mario Party 2. Like they're party games. It was not a popular game that much. Like people didn't really buy it. But I played the fuck out of it with my brother.
Birds, but sick and twisted in the head. This isn't Baby Birds. This is badass. Now you can do with this. Man, does that look cool? This plot is just about reuniting the Mighty Eagles' old Angry Force team. The only things I remember is this one bird that you should have a safe word around, and this Arnold Schwarten, I'm not gonna say that word, bird, doing this to a pig.
Holy fuck. Do you have a son? No, I don't. I do not have a son. Hopefully one day. But I just have a daughter.
Oh. This is a consistent thing throughout all the games. What is wrong with the world of Angry Birds? Bird is the word. Bird franchise? Why was Shakira here? Why is Shakira angry? I can see the wrath in her eyes. Why is she angrily tricking the pigs to build schools? What am I talking about? This is paying for my tuition! And that really leads us to June 15th, 2021. Universe 5, the best case scenario. This is the only time where I truly believe any of these universes actually collide to a greater extent. And it's the result of another version of Red I have yet to talk about. In a more modernized version of the movie's Bird Island, Red has truly stepped back with Silver and has found a new ambition in his life as a gaming TikTok account.
Okay.
Oh, mommy. Smash.
A gaming TikTok account is crazy. Like, what the fuck are they thinking?
Now, somehow, Red has figured out how to travel into pocket dimensions created by the electronics. He does this to play Roblox IRL. Friendly reminder, he was a war hero before this. One of these times, Red meets up with the classic one and then creates Angry Birds Classic. Oh, wow, a definitive way to play this beloved, iconic game. Oh, never mind. The consequences of TikTok Red infecting the greater multiverse with his presence does actually lead to the creation of this universe. Other than a few smaller puzzle games that don't amount to much besides Shakira, best
They're trying to just do every version they can of every other mobile game. They're trying to get in. They're trying to make any other game.
case scenario, this also includes Angry Birds Reload.
If they want to really make money, they need to do Angry Birds Fortnite. Fortnite Angry Birds. That's the shit that would work. Anything Fortnite, really. But if they had I'm sure. Wait, have they done Angry Bird Fortnite? They might have done that already. I don't know. Fortnite's they have had so many collabs. They probably have. But you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
This might be the best of the best. Classic.
Because they have building. Can you imagine like building like with the structures like Angry Birds type structures or some shit, and having like Angry Bird grenades you could throw. And, slingshots and shit, I don't know.
Space and movie content all collide to make this massive package of content that includes all the main flock, the pigs. Hal even looks tolerable. The order of events go classic to movie to space this time around. Classic antics ensue until this game's equivalent of the second movie happens, and then once the movie ends, the Eagles attempt to recapture Zeta. But this turns out to be a trap for the mighty Eagle. Wowzers! I hate everything going on here. Why are they horny? Now, there's still a couple of rough patches between the birds and pigs. There's this massive communication at Thanksgiving. A few rogue pigs start writing their names on massive historic landmarks.
Angry Birds Shadows died twice. What? You're talking about, like, what are you talking about?
But otherwise, the feuds of these guys have been mitigated to a more casual scale. And hey, this is a pretty cool way to celebrate everything that makes this world what it is. I might just go out and try it. Oh, wait, this is worthless. That's fine. I didn't want to look at Courtney the Aquafina pig anyway.
So you can only play on Apple. Shakira.
Gonna be my paralysis demon for a while. Well, gang, that's about all the Angry Birds content I could find, is what I'll say in about 30 seconds. Let's talk about what to expect now. Angry Birds, as I see it, has been and probably will continue to be screwed over in part just because of the actions of their creator. Sega recently did take the action to buy Rovio, so I guess Sonic could be canon now. The best way to describe this piece of our culture is
they should buy Rovio, because I feel like Sega could do a lot better.
As a flawed franchise with a flawed bunches in charge who are continuously making this series questionable, yet there's a loyal fan base for some reason. It's
a game. It's
Sonic.
Game.
Angry Birds is gonna be the next Sonic, and I mean that in the most derogatory way possible. It just keeps getting the.
Now they can make a lot of those shitty kid shows with Angry Birds for sure, like shows for toddlers. They can make.
Short end of the stick.
A lot more money
but who knows?
that.
Maybe in the future we can have something brighter. Maybe we can move on from being reliant on Minecraft or weird puzzle spin-offs or some
Angry Birds Minecraft
Netflix show where they're in like a summer camp, I guess, or who asked for this? Or this weird Viking RPG? What is this for? What is Angry Birds? Why are they farming? What is going on? How?
They're just trying to get into every fucking market. They're trying to figure out what works and hopefully it sticks. There's a version of Angry Birds for everyone. It makes sense.
Why do you look like that? Well, gang, that's all the Angry Birds.
They're just blindfolded, throwing darts at ideas on the wall. All right, let's try that one next. Oh, let's do that one next. All right, that's a good idea.
I could find. And now I sure do want to bleach my eyes out. I hope you learned something cool. I hope you don't like multiverses as much as I do. Not to be mistaken with multiverses. That one's alright. Swap this statistic around, use my GamerSupps code, it's Chupo, and I don't know, I'll attempt the excellent challenge. Hopefully the birds won't get